The 2025 nationwide flood sensitization program has been officially launched by the federal government. It is with the desilting of blocked drainages at some flood-prone areas within the Federal Capital Territory. Charles Alpha reports.
Recent rains, particularly those in the Federal Capital Territory, are already showing signs of the anticipated flooding. And because of blocked drainages like this, there are already fears and apprehensions among residents in parts of Abuja.
When rainfall here is very dangerous, let's be sincere. You will see dustbin, see this fantastic all the way from the hill. They should tell you people they should not be dropping it. Palm fruit, the stick, when they cut, they will drop it, they gather it, erosion will bring it. Anything they drop there is coming down here.
This is why the federal government, through the Erosion, Flood and Coastal Zone Management Department of the Federal Ministry of Environment, has commenced the 2025 Flood Awareness and Preparedness Campaign, beginning with the Federal Capital Territory. Part of activities marking the flag off was the desiltation of blocked drainages.
Over the years, they've been dumping refuse indiscriminately along this waterway, and at the end of the day, it got blocked through these pipes. So we came in here to demonstrate to the people that what they are doing is actually wrong.
Apart from the general hospital and market, those in the motor parks were also sensitized on what to do before, during and after the rains. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
The Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative and the National Union of Road Transport Workers have successfully enforced a 40% reduction in transport fares for CNG-powered vehicles operating from Area 1 Motor Park in Abuja. Lydia Samson reports that this development is expected to bring relief to commuters in the FCT and promote the use of CNG as a more affordable and environmentally friendly alternative to fuel.
Formal agreement, NURTW members operating on key routes such as Abuja to Itakpe and Ajakuta, as well as Abuja Metropolis commercial drivers, had converted their vehicles to compressed natural gas, with government insisting that the resulting operational savings must translate directly into a 30 to 40% reduction in passenger fares. This is part of ensuring that the benefits reach commuters across Nigeria. Presidential Compressed Natural Gas CEO Michael Oluwagbemi announced that fares from Area 1 to various destinations have significantly reduced.
Area 1 to Gwagwalada, when they were on fuel, it was going for 1,500 naira. We have been able to reduce it to 900. Area 1 to Buhari Duse is also 1,500. That also has been reduced to 900. Area 1 to Kuje, when they were running on petrol, is 1,200. That also has been reduced to 720 naira.
Vehicles that have been converted, we have a price tag written on the vehicles, so that you as a passenger, if you are going to Gwagwalada, Nyanya, you will notice that this vehicle is being converted and this is the price tag.
Conversion has gone on very well. Of course, the gas is different to just petrol stations, so the infrastructure has lagged a little bit. But we have, currently now in Abuja, there are 10 stations.
He's optimistic that the challenge is being tackled as more stations are in the pipeline. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The federal government has approved the establishment of disease-free compartments and zones for the animal production of 1.2 billion dozen of vaccines across board, with the National Veterinary Research Institute, JOS, taking the driver's seat. Government says this is to reposition Nigeria as one of the safest, most leading destinations for beef production, marketing and consumption in the world. Yusuf Jika completes the report.
The National Veterinary Research Institute VOM has remained in the heart of the nation's livestock industry for decades, leading key research and discovery clinical solutions to animal diseases. During an inspection tour of some of the facilities at the Institute, Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukhtar Meha, said the temper for clinical surveillance, innovation and vaccines will be prioritized.
This new ministry has already had a number of investment proposals from both local and foreign investors, particularly in the red meat industry. There is no way we can approach the international global market of red meat with zoonotic diseases all over the place. We have to be in the position to control all those endemic diseases in this country.
We are willing to turn things around. If given the enabling environment, provided with the facilities, we will work. We will make this institute great. We will make Nigeria great.
The minister also inspected the 200-capacity heifer cows Milkway Dairy Farm Bokos, where he promised to develop a roadmap and reviving the factory. A town hall interactive session was later organized in Mangu Town to encourage participation in livestock development and other critical aspects of the industry. In Jos, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it has not announced a date for the resumption of the continuous voter registration, CVR transfer, and replacement of lost permanent voters' cards, PVCs. A statement by the Chief Press Secretary to INEC Chairman Rotimi Oyekomi urges the public to disregard the fake and anonymous statements making the rounds, claiming that the CVR and other associated services will resume on 27th May 2025. The Commission will officially announce the date for the resumption of the CVR at the appropriate time. The statement adds. And now the Nigerian Correctional Service refutes recent claims of poor inmate feeding, calling them recycled, misleading, and untrue. A statement by the service's public relations officer, Abubakar Umar, explains that feeding of inmates is guided by the Correctional Service Act of 2019, with meals meeting health standards and monitored by ration committees. The service also confirms a new 1,125 naira daily feeding rate per inmate, approved by the federal government to reflect current economic realities. Independent bodies, it says, including civil society and international partners, regularly inspect facilities, and none have reported such dehumanizing conditions. Umar urges the public to verify claims and avoid sensational reports that undermine ongoing reforms and the dignity of the system. And now, to security matters, criminal elements around the central naval waterways have again been warned to stay clear of the area, as their activities are capable of compromising the safety of other users of Nigeria's maritime environments. The warning was issued by the Commander, Nigerian Navy Ship Soro of the Central Naval Command, while parading suspects arrested for illegal possession of firearms in Yenagoa. Samuel Numonengi reports.
Security operatives firing shots to scare away fishermen who alerted the forward operating base for Moso, a subunit of the Nigerian Navy ship Soro. Some arms and ammunition were discovered.
The operation was based on credible information indicating that the fishing trawler was illegally conveying armed escorts who fired shots to intimidate local fishermen operating in Bayelsa waters.
I didn't know that all these things they have is not lasting. That one, number one. I didn't know until this issue happened. That's where I get to know that all these things are not lasting.
The Commander NNS Soro, represented by the Executive Officer Nigerian Navy Chief Soro, Navy Captain Jerry Anyim Odu, warned against illegal possession of firearms or use of armed escorts by citizens without proper authorization. 3 suspects have been handed over to the Department of State Services for further investigations. In Yenagoa, Samuel Numonengi, NTA News.
The Combat Arms Training Week 2025 of the Nigerian Army has been rounded off with a live firepower demonstration exercise at Victor Gute Armored Range, Bauchi. It is for the participants to see the techniques the Nigerian Army is using in various theater of operations across the country. Muazu Hassan reports.
This live firepower demonstration exercise is the final phase of the 2025 Combat Arms Training Week, hosted by the Nigerian Army Infantry and Armor Corps. The exercise is the first-hand performance of complete support weapons, armored personnel carriers of infantry, and armored fighting vehicle of the Nigerian Army Armor Corps infantry.
The government has already bought a lot of equipment and weapons. Some are already in the field, some are still coming. The President, Commander-in-Chief, and our leader, the Chief of Army Staff, are working vigorously to ensure that the changes that they have promised Nigerians are seen and reflected in the field as at the earliest possible convenience.
The Chief of Army Staff representative says the live fire power demonstration exercise is important for the participants to see the capabilities that are used to execute various operations. In Bauchi, Mas Hassan, NTA News.
And elsewhere, the FCT Police Command says it arrested 1,611 suspected criminals in the month of April for various criminal offenses. Commissioner of Police Ajao Saka Adewale at a press briefing said the success is achieved as results of extensive raids of several black spots across the territory. Onotu Yakubu brings us details.
The highlights of achievements show that the FCT Police Command recovered a total of 21 suspected stolen vehicles, with 15 suspects arrested in connection with the various cases. Commissioner of Police Ajao Saka said the command undertook comprehensive analysis of crime patterns following rise in cases of car theft and drug-related offenses, leading to these breakthroughs.
I want to equally appeal strongly to members of the public that will continue to feel security as a collective responsibility. When music changes, the dancing step ought to change. Everybody should be concerned and be intentional about the security of not only their person, including their assets. For instance,
CP Ajao Saka further explained that through credible intelligence-led raid of IDP camp Durumi, Kuje Gudaba Tipa Garage, and black spots across Kubwa recovered substantial quantities of assorted hard drugs, cannabis, suspected stolen mobile phones, point-of-sale POS machines, 169 ATM cards, fake currencies, and a substantial amount of cash suspected to be proceeds of crimes. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
That was a lot. And operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have intercepted no fewer than 3,500,000 pills of opioids and 163,000 bottles of codeine syrup, with combined street value of over 3,428,000,000 naira in Rivers and Lagos states. Elizabeth Omoyi has a compilation of the various operations of the agency in the past week.
2 million pills of tafrodol weighing 225 milligrams and 163,000 bottles of codeine syrup were intercepted during a joint examination of a watch-listed container by NDLEA officers, men of Customs Service, and other security agencies at the Port Harcourt Port Complex, Rivers State. In Lagos, a total of 1.5 million pills of a controlled opioid were recovered from a suspect at the Alabaragu area of Ojo, while the source of the consignment was traced to Victoria Garden City, Lekki, residence of a suspect who is currently at large. Meanwhile, NDLEA operatives at the import shed of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, intercepted 42 parcels of Canadian loud, a strong strain of cannabis weighing 20 kilograms, concealed in tins of chocolate, beverage, white and dark red kidney beans packaged as part of cargoes that came into Lagos Airport on board a flight to Canada. 3 suspects, including the receiver, were arrested. In like manner, a businessman with 1,130 pills of tramadol was also arrested at the Lagos Airport while attempting to board a flight to Italy. In Kaduna, NDLEA operatives on patrol intercepted a commercial vehicle coming from Nasarawa State heading to Zamfara State. A search of the vehicle led to the discovery of a total of 942 explosives concealed in a sack, and this followed the arrest of a 30-year-old suspect. After 10 months of painstaking investigation, operatives arrested a wanted drug pin over his involvement in the importation of a consignment of more than 2 million pills of tramadol intercepted at a Apapa seaport in Lagos. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and kudos to our law enforcement agencies. And now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu rejoices with Sheikh Abdul Ghani Abubakar Agbotomo Kekere, Chief Imam of Ibadan Land, Grand Imam of Oyo State, and Grand Patron of the League of Imams and Alphas of Yoruba Land, Edo, and Delta States on his 90th birthday. President Tinubu extols Sheikh Agbotomo Kekere for his exemplary life of uprightness, humility, and steadfast devotion to the service of Allah and humanity. The president says the Sheikh, a custodian of Islamic values and the teacher of teachers, has devoted his life to promoting peace and unity for several decades. President Tinubu lauds the Chief Imam's outstanding spiritual guidance and leadership and joins the Muslim Ummah in praying that the Sheikh will live many years in good health, joy, and a sound mind. Turns and twists have continued in the build-up to the election of a new pope at the Vatican, few days to the conclave. In the latest development, reports say Filipino Cardinal Luis Antonio has now replaced Italian Cardinal Pietro Parolin as the new favorite to become the next pope. What has happened since Pope Francis's burial, and what is expected on the road to conclave? Charles Alpha tells us.
Pope Francis died on April 21 at the age of 88, after 12 years as the leader of the Roman Catholic Church. His death triggered a period of mourning and the commencement of the intricate process to elect his successor. In accordance with long-standing tradition, a 9-day period of mourning known as Novemdals commenced. This period is marked by special masses and prayers by cardinals from around the world. Beginning shortly after the funeral, the College of Cardinals commenced a series of meetings known as General Congregations. This pre-conclave serve several crucial purposes. Cardinals discuss the state of the church and the challenges facing it. While direct campaign is prohibited, these discussions allow potential candidates to emerge and for the cardinals to gauge suitability. As the world awaits the white smoke that will signal the election of Pope Francis' successor, many actions and inactions have taken place, which is stepping down of a cardinal following allegations, while Vatican doubt ill not participating due to ill health. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
And Bade is next for us on the latest in the sporting world. Hello, Bade.
Many thanks, Ogo. Good evening. Let's start with wrestling, as Nigerian wrestlers have continued to build on the momentum of their four gold medal exploits on the opening day of the African Wrestling Championships in Casablanca, Morocco. In action on day 2 are Adebayo Tokwe in the 70 kilograms category, Andrew Ebiraleyefa in the 74 kg, Jackson Oluwafemi 80 kg, Egoli Saviour 60 kg, Izolo Steven 65 kg, New Life Ebikeme in the 92 kg freestyle. In the freestyle women's category, Khadijat Idris, Jumoke Adekoye, Mercy Genesis, Ebi Biogos, and Ebi Patei Mogene Bifa are all in action to increase Nigeria's medal tally. To football now, Nigeria's under-20 boys, the Flying Eagles, settled for a goalless stalemate against the young Atlas Lions of Morocco on match day 2 of the ongoing under-20 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt. The result leaves Morocco and Nigeria with 4 points each on top of Group A. Earlier in the day, Tunisia came from behind to claim a much-needed 3-1 victory over Kenya in their second match as they occupied the third spot with 3 points. To a bit of league football now, as Chelsea put a spirited performance with a 3-1 win against much changed Liverpool side to boost their chances of Champions League football next season. Cole Palmer scored from the spot for his first goal since mid-January to make it 3 after Noni Madueke's opener and Kwanzaa's own goal had put the Blues ahead. Meanwhile, Manchester United may have given up hopes on this Premier League season with yet another disappointing result as Brentford secured a win in a 7-goal thriller to boost their chances of European football next season. The result moves Brentford into 9th position, just 1 point behind Bournemouth, while Manchester United suffered their 16th Premier League defeat of the season to drop to 15th position. At the Annex Stadium, Alexander Isak earned Newcastle a draw with a late penalty against Brighton. Elsewhere, West Ham United are now without a win in their last 8 games after settling for a draw against London rivals Tottenham Hotspur. And of course, in Germany, Bayern Munich have been declared the champions of Germany. Congratulations to them. And to a bit of tennis now before we go. Casper Ruud defeated Jack Draper 7-5, 3-6, 6-4 to win the Madrid Open title and his first ATP title. The result moves him up to 7th in the ATP rankings and number 5 in the ATP race to Turin. That does it on Sports Day 7. Let's return to the duo of Ogo and of course Claire.
Claire is on.
Yes, Ogo, I am on, and I'm just trying to tease Bade in his new outlook. Maybe you want to lead our fashion team today. But, all right, I think Nigeria and Morocco 0-0. I don't know if it's good for us. I haven't been following. I must confess, the week has been, quite busy. If you know, it was Workers' Day and so on and so forth. But, our wrestlers, I hear, are doing wonderfully well. So far, they have, 4 gold medals so far. That's remarkable, considering, of course, that in weightlifting and wrestling, we have always done very, very well, especially when it comes to female events.
You're very much right, and at the moment they are, on the mat. So let's see what is going to come again tonight. And of course, when it comes to the Under-20 AFCON, just with the draw, the Flying Eagles will be through to the next round, and of course the World Cup.